Today I'm going to be going over some of the equipment that I use to get the most out of mashing, boiling, and fermenting at home. I've outfitted my mash tun with a 1/2 inch inline side glass sold by BrewHardware.com. This helps me keep an eye on the wort clarity during the recirculation process. I've also outfitted all of the connections with stainless steel quick disconnects to make cleaning and connecting and disconnecting easy on the fly. While I'm mashing, I'll connect 2 hoses, my Blichmann RipTide pump, and the sight glass to the mash tun. Going inside the mash tun, you're greeted with some nice features to help your brew day be more efficient. The bottom of the mash tun has a 5-degree sloped floor with a center drain. When the false bottom is in place, this ensures there is no dead space for leftover wort to gather. The mash tun has 1-inch thick insulated sidewalls and lid to help keep constant mash temperatures. I found that preheating the mash tun before adding the strike water really helps keep the temperatures dialed in and constant. The false bottom also uses a gasket to seal itself against the mash tun walls. When I start the recirculation process, I start with the Vorloff attachment to set the grain bed and bring all of the small bits of grain that pass through the false bottom back to the top again. This process takes about 10 minutes and will create a nice compact natural filter for the wort. Once I remove the Vorloff attachment, I'll add the recirculation manifold on top of the set grain bed, and I'll run that until I'm satisfied with the clarity. When I'm satisfied with the wort clarity, I'll disconnect the pump from the mash tun and plug it into the hot liquor tank to get ready for the sparging process. I'll also attach another hose that will feed the wort into the kettle using gravity. During the sparging process, I try to keep a good 2 inches of water up on the grain bed. This helps me ensure a nice even rinse of the grain bed. With the mash and the recirculation completed, we can now move this party over to the kettle. For my heat source, I'm using a 3500 watt induction hob. This induction hob has no problem boiling 25 liters of wort at 50% power with the help of my steam condenser. Without the lid being on, the power needs to be set at least 80% power to bring 25 liters to a rolling boil. I have had this hob for almost 5 years and it is of high quality. I'm using the standard Ss Brewtech 10-gallon kettle with a few different types of add-ons. The first addition to my kettle I'd like to talk about is the steam condenser I have purchased from a German company named BrewHardware. The steam condenser creates a fine mist that absorbs the heat from the steam and converts the steam back into a liquid form. The phase change creates a vacuum in the kettle, pulling out all of the steam. Also pulled out is any DMS or off flavors one would normally get during a covered boil. The steam condenser uses a John Guest adapter to a garden hose quick disconnect. The nozzle requires 3 to 4 bar back pressure to create a fine enough mist for the phase change to occur. This steam condenser uses about 35 liters per hour. This particular steam condenser can be upgraded with a kettle clamp. The kettle clamp makes it much easier to open the lid and keep it open when adding hops and your wort chiller. I have also added the Ss Brewtech domed false bottom for kettles. This helps eliminate any hops or trub from going into the fermenter once the boil has finished. I have also outfitted my kettle with the spin cycle whirlpool arm from BrewHardware. I have added this to my kettle mostly to help with chilling down my wort with my immersion chiller. To chill my wort down, I'm using the Jaded Hydra immersion chiller. This chiller consists of 3 strands of half-inch copper tubing at 25-foot lengths. On a typical brew day, it will take me on average about 11 minutes to chill my wort from boiling down to room temperature. I have used a variety of counterflow chillers, plate chillers, and single-strand immersion chillers in the past. And I have to say that the immersion chiller from Jaded has to be one of the most efficient, easy to use, and easy to clean chillers on the market right now. I would highly recommend it. For the Jaded Hydra to be most effective, the flow rate is very important. I was able to find a hose manufactured in Italy that consists of 5 layers for a total thickness of 25 millimeters. This hose has a pressure rating of 27 bar or almost 400 psi. This hose can also withstand temperatures up to 60 degrees Celsius. The hose has a 1-inch diameter, making it perfect for delivering as much water into the chiller as possible. I typically ferment in a 7-gallon Ss Brewtech Chronical fermenter. I have upgraded this base model Chronical with a butterfly valve and a sight glass for yeast harvesting purposes. I use a 1/4-inch ball valve to rack my beer into the keg. This fermenter has also been upgraded with a heat pad for my high temperature Kveik ferments. I have the temperature probe going in under the jacket, around and into the thermo well, so I can use 2 thermometers at once. I have been very happy with this fermenter as it does an excellent job for all intended purposes. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it.